Hi everyone, it's me again, Wayne from Free State Chopper. Today I want to show you a bit around one of my bikes. So we've got some suggestions from viewers, and actually this one was from a friend of mine. They suggested I show something that we've finished, that we've done, that is complete. So it's not always possible. As soon as we finish the projects, they go out, All right, so we will, in the future, definitely be doing more of that as the bikes are finished. We will make time to make a proper video and show all the work we've done on that specific project. Okay, so this bike, it's a 2007 Dyna Street Bob with a lot of modifications. Okay, so I basically modified the bike and customized the bike and built the bike to fit my frame, because I'm the only one that rides this bike. Okay, so starting at the front here, on most of the bikes I like to lower the front fenders and get the clearance as tight as I can for the between the fender and the tire. To me, I like that look very much. And with the tires, the modern tires, there's very, very little radial expansion, so you can get real close, and at speed the tires won't rub the fenders. Okay, then a lot of the parts that used to be chrome are nickel plated. I like nickel a lot, so these covers, the trees, the risers, the handlebars are all nickel plated, and some other parts as well. Then the stanchions, the shock tubes, the shock tubes we just sanded all the anodizing off, and we just gave them like a matte finish. I like that a lot. The front axle is also nickel plated. These grips, let's start with the levers. The levers and the front brake master cylinder are all from Custom Tech. We imported them from Italy. It's unbelievably well made and beautiful product. I have two sets of these levers, obviously on this bike and then on my brass bike, Locachon. All right, and then I also I took off the Harley Davidson handlebar switches, and I put on these little micro switches. So it works very nice and it cleans up the handlebars a lot. Then these grips are made out of phosphor bronze. I just have a thing for that. I wanted to make them out of phosphor bronze. They tarnish nice with, and I just like the look that they give. And then on the headlight here, I just wanted to put my touch on the headlight, so I bead rolled the headlight bucket. So I put two bead rolls, I think 5/16 bead rolls in it, just to give it a, my own flair. The handlebars are made. I made the handlebars for myself, and then I put an internal throttle on it. So there's no visible throttle cable. All right, and then on the tank, I removed the fuel gauge. I took that off, shaved that off, and I made a Free State Chopper gas cap out of brass. We sell those too in different designs. All right, and then the dash panel, the battery box cover, the fuse box cover, and the rear fender struts, I gave a look that I've done it for years and years, but just a look like a burnt look. Okay, so much for that. All right, then just some other small little things. These little hand-filed. I'll just put a light there. These little hand-filed brackets I make to hold the cables or hoses or whatever. And then on the fuel tank, I raised the front of the fuel tank 100 mil, 4 inches. I wanted that chopper look as much as I could. And I know it's a bit, it doesn't, because the tank's too big really, but I raised the tank 100 mil in the front, and then it exposed the bottom of the tank. So the bottom of the tank has indentations, so when it's in its natural position, as it comes from the factory, it can clear the rocker boxes. So I cut the bottom of the tank off, made a new tunnel, and I made flat pieces for the bottom. I'll put the light on again. So the bottom of the tank is flat with bead rolled accents.
on both sides. So now when you look at the bottom, because the bottom of the tank is visible now, you know, you can't, there's no big indentations that used to be there for the rocker boxes. Something else I did, this S&S teardrop breather. I'm a very big fan of these breathers. They work very, very well. I just drilled some holes in here to you know, give it a bit of my flair, or whatever that's worth. And then the rear brake lever is also nickel plated and drilled. There's holes drilled in it. Yeah, right. And these exhaust pipes on my, you know, pipes I made with brass tips, short pipes. Okay, then I've got progressive short shocks at the back to get a nice low look. This is a Lepera seat. We are the Lepera agents in South Africa. So this is a full leather Lepera seat, diamond stitch with a gel inner. You can order it, we order it whichever way you want it. I've always wanted a Lepera seat. I've always wanted a Lepera seat, so this was my chance and my turn. All right, if you come this side, all right, so the same, on the chain guard, I took the original chain guard and I just bead rolled a bead into it to give it a bit more definition, and right, and then I made this side mount number plates. It's stainless steel in the front and brass at the back with hand riveted brass rivets keeping it all together. This brass bucket I metal spun on the lathe out of a piece of brass sheet metal. And at the back, if you look at the back, you'll see the detail of the side mount at the back. All right, and then some other small little details. If you come this side, naturally, you can see, anyway, the rear axle, I machine grooves in now, and I put brass in there, the bolts for the rear shocks. I don't know if you can see that, if it's coming up on the camera. The top bolt and the front axle, just small little details like that. And then another thing that I do, we will insert videos just after I explain these two processes where I've made this kind of thing so that you can see how it's done, if you don't know. Anyway, so I'll make Damascus steel or pattern welded steel, and then I'll machine bike parts out of that. Okay, so this bike does not have indicators on. So this indicator, I just made blanks to blank off the indicator. So if you can see there, I don't know if that comes up on you can see the grain there. Okay, so I started with 9 layers of steel, and I forged and folded them to 109 layers, or 7 layers, or 7 or 9 layers I started with, and I forged it to 109 layers. And then I machined that out of it and etched it, and that's what that looks like. Then I also make Mukomgone. It's basically also pattern welded steel, but with non-ferrous metal. So I took brass and copper flat stock, and I forged it. We'll also insert that video in here, or those videos in here. I forged that, and then I make parts out of that. So yeah, my handlebar ends, I don't know if you can see that, or with or without the light, but those are brass and copper Mukomgone handlebar ends. So I made a billet for myself to do some accent work on this bike, and then just made this the rear seat nut is also a Mukomgone billet from the same billet. And if you come around this way, there's 2 more pieces on here. I use every single little piece, believe me, it's a lot of work. This gear lever tie rod is also Mukom Gone, and then my toe peg is also Mukom Gone. Over here is just my derby cover. I just had some laser engraving done here. This is a tribute to my mom's mom, my grandmom. Yeah, and I think that's about covers the work that I did. Okay, so then I can talk about the paint. Okay, so me and Vrishka, we very much like flakes, candies, leaves. Our personal stuff got a lot of that stuff on. So this is obviously heavily flaked, medium flake though, but heavy flake, like a burnt candy that we mixed until I liked it. Gold leaf, copper leaf, or variegated gold leaf, copper leaf, and some silver leaf. And then all the filigree, if you look real close here, if Nash, you can come in really close here, all this filigree here, all the black is all hand painted by hand with a brush. So Vrishka puts down all the leaf, and then she goes and she hand paints every single piece of filigree with a striping brush and puts all the detail in. And I think that's about it. So again, we will do more videos like this as we get projects finished and show in detail the work that we did on the project, if it's partial work or complete, and we'll show it to you, and we hope you like it. Again, we would really like to say we appreciate everyone following along and enjoying what we do and what we share. So thank you very much. Have a great day.